It is that time. Fall break is coming to an end, and it is time for the second 8 weeks of the fall semester. So, we are working on getting the due dates and everything written down for the two classes. I have Anatomy 102 and the Basics of Radiation. Here's a little update time for you guys. Let's start with what I have written down. So I got all my due dates and stuff written down for Anatomy 102. And I've been a busy bee. I've been working on getting it, as you can see, all this stuff done and this up here. But this had a different due date than these because that was our first assignment, it's just introductions and stuff, and that was super easy, and then you just respond. So what I have left to do is Module 1 quiz, Smart Book assignment, the virtual lab question set, and then the check-in, which is not bad. And then that's for anatomy. And then for my Basics of Radiation, she doesn't give us all the modules all at once. It's only one at a time. So I can only see what's due for Module 1 right now. And all of those are due on November 3rd, except for the discussion post is also due October 30th, like my anatomy one. But I have that one done, so I don't have to worry about that one either. And then, yeah, I have quite a few things to do on this, and it won't really make any sense if you're not. Obviously, you guys aren't in this class. I mean, if you are, that's cool, hi. But I can still tell you what I have to do, I guess. So I have a little self-check quiz. Electron shell self-check. Then Module 1 assignment, which we're dealing with atoms right now. So I'm assuming it has something to do with atoms. Let's look at it. Let's see. Oh, explain the difference between a neutral atom and an ion. I think I just write like a little paragraph on that. Okay. And then I also have another discussion post that I have to do. And then knowledge check practice quiz, and then Module 1 exam, which I think is just over I think we have an exam every single module. And then at the end we have like a final that's like goes over everything, but it's not proctored, so that's nice. It takes out a lot of the stress for me, because I think that's a big problem is I have testing anxiety, so that'll honestly help out a lot. But we do have a test for every module, an exam for every module. But yeah, I think that's it. Honestly, it's a lot, but it's not. Honestly, for anatomy, I have a lot every single week. So that's why I was trying to get ahead so that I can just be on time with everything. But yeah, it is Sunday. Technically, classes don't even start till tomorrow. I mean, technically now it is Monday because it's 12:40, but I digress. But yeah, that's the update. I still need to shower. I also need to switch over the laundry. Yay, adulting. And do the dishes. I do have my lunches made though, so But yeah, also I'm really tired. Anyways, that's the update. Okay, I was looking on an old assignment because I forgot how to like put like my name and like information for my class and stuff on like the paper. I don't know if I necessarily have to have it like that, but I just want to make sure I'm doing things correctly. So I pulled up one of my old assignments. Mind you, this is from 2021. And I really hope I didn't turn this assignment in like this. Girl, what? I really hope this was a rough draft. I don't remember, and I don't remember if my teacher ever said anything about it. But oh my god. That's hilarious. Hello, happy Tuesday. little update for you guys. I have everything done for my basics of radiation except for the exam for module 1. And then for anatomy, I still have to do the quiz, the smart book assignment, and then the check-in, and that's all I have left. So I will probably work on the smart book assignment at work, and then the quiz I plan on probably doing tomorrow before work. So that's pretty good. And then the goal is to obviously get ahead on this stuff. So, and that's literally what my anatomy professor also said, is to work on getting ahead. And then somebody had asked in the comments about showing my notes and stuff for studying and whatnot, and I can most definitely do that. So I do want to say that I usually just use Quizlet, and then I also use don't yell at me, I use ChatGPT. I know it's terrible. However, I put in the study guide stuff, and then it creates a study guide for me, and it like organizes it all. Okay, I know it's a convenience. Don't yell at me, okay? But I do like using that, and then it creates a study guide, and then I have my lovely, amazing boyfriend help quiz me on stuff and ask me questions. That is how I study. I would like to find a different way, because I feel like I memorize the information, but then like I don't retain the information, if that makes sense. So I've been looking for different ways to study, and I will share, if I find a way that works better for me, what that is with you guys. It's like misting, and it's so freaking beautiful. This is the fall weather that I freaking love, bro. Anyways, on my way to work now. As I said earlier, I only have three things left for anatomy, one thing left for basics of radiation for this week, and then my goal is to get ahead. Ow! I just smashed my finger. Ahead on as many things as possible. So that is the goal. But it's time to head to work now. Unfortunately, I gotta be an adult and pay bills. Also, another little update for you guys. This is a work update. If you've been keeping up with my videos, you know that I had started a new position at work, and I absolutely despised it. So I was finally able to tell them, like, hey, I don't like this. I don't like what I'm driving and all that stuff. So they're like, well, do you want to go back to your old position? And I was like, yes, please. And they let me go back to my old position. So next week, I get to go back to the old position. I'm training the new guy now this week. So that's amazing. Little life update for you guys too. Hello, happy Thursday. Don't mind the hair, okay? She needs to get redone before work. It's okay. 1, 2, I am, first off, watching Destiny, working on homework, and making food. Lots going on. But I have to show you guys my Halloween candy setup, because tomorrow's Halloween. Yes, I see you, baby. Let me show you. So I just put them all in this big bowl, but we have Haribo little gummies, and then like a mixture of chocolates, and then I also have full-size bars, because yeah, I'm extra and I love Halloween, and I like seeing kids be excited about full-size candy bars. So yes, I have to show you guys, because I'm very proud of this. This is part of a project that I had to do for anatomy. Hold on. So this is a blood cell concept map. So we have red blood cells, white blood cells, and platelets. And then we have the information. So the organ, stem cell source, and the function. So for red blood cells, it's just these. And then there's 5 different types of white blood cells. So I have all the information there. And then for platelets, I couldn't fit it on this page. So I had to make a whole separate page for platelets. But it still looks good. And that's all that matters. But yeah, pretty proud of this, honestly. I had some creative freedom to make it look nice and still follow the guidelines of the project or the assignment. So that was nice. But yeah, I like that. And then also, like, you know, writing down helps you get it in your head. So writing down all this information should help me whenever it comes to test time. Hello, little update for you guys. So I got everything done for anatomy and basics of radiation. So that's amazing. Now I'm just gonna work on module 2 stuff, week 2 stuff. So that's it for this video. Before I go, I am gonna show my notes for my math for that one person that had asked about it. So just a sec. The best way that I study for math is just by doing the problems and going over my notes. And for this specific math class, we also got to have a formula sheet. So, but I will show you, I organize all of my sections by little tabs here. So I know if I need to look over section 2 stuff, I can go straight to that tab. Let me see here. My pencil was kind of whack for some of it, but this is section 8. So I always mark it section 8 notes, and then I'll tab it afterwards, and then I just go through and make like notes and like formulas, use examples of formulas and stuff in my notes. And my teacher didn't use specific examples out of the book, so that was I wrote down the examples he used, and then I'm trying to find, I don't think I have it in here. Oh, here it is. Okay, this is a good example. So on our formula sheet, we had these formulas, but I went ahead and wrote them down so I would get familiar with them and understand what needs to be plugged into what. These specific formulas you would plug into Excel to get the answer. So obviously we didn't do that on the test, but we had to still say, like, we had like multiple choice, and there was multiple correct answers, because obviously if one of the things is divided by 12, which is one of the things, you can either put divided by 12 or do whatever number it is divided by 12 in there. So you just have to keep an eye on like your formulas and whatnot, and just kind of get familiar with like the problems you'll be doing. And then for me, we had to do a practice quiz too, and that always helped me a lot. Got me familiar with like the questions that would be asked. And then yeah, studying for math is not really my strong suit. I just try to go over, make sure everything's labeled super duper clear. And this probably looks like a jumbled mess, but to me it's labeled super clearly. So I can go through and I have the question and like the work and stuff. I just go over that stuff. And then for anatomy, like I said, it's just that study sheet, and I am looking for different ways to study so that I really retain the information, because basically it's just memorization right now. But yeah, thank you for watching. That's how I study. If you have any better ways to study, let me know, because I'm working on finding better ways to study. Thanks for watching. Bye.